What is up, guys? Today we are going over chapter 4 over in this book. And so I'm going to have the help from Anna and Kennedy. And so let's get started. So the first part of this chapter is about tripods. So as you notice, this video is pretty stable. And that is because we are using a tripod. Tripods are just a three-legged thing that will hold your camera in stable format. Tripods are needed when filming sequences, tight shots, and generally most video. Though tripods are needed in most video, sometimes they aren't necessary. Tripods are not really necessary if you have a moving story. Say a car chase, you need to be moving with your car and with the camera holding it instead of actually using a tripod. You don't want to be stable because it kind of gives a little awkwardness and a little you feel distant from it basically. But also when you're using a handheld camera and you're moving around, that doesn't really affect the fact that it'll still be shaky. However, if your camera does not have auto stabilization, you can use Anna, what are you doing? So if your camera is still pretty shaky and you don't have the auto stabilization feature in your camera, you can always look into buying a stabilizer for your camera.
If you have a moving part of your story, you need to use a handheld camera so you can keep up with your subject. If necessary, you can always convert your body into a tripod by finding a wall, pole, tree, or anything convenient to push your camera up against to keep it steady. For even steadier shots, you can kneel and hold your camera to keep it in place. Be sure to sit on your heels and balance your elbows on your knees while holding the camera to avoid shakiness. Or you can always hold it at waist level and cradle it in your arms to balance it. Keep a wide stance while standing with the camera, so with your feet shoulder width apart, to keep your body and the camera straight.
So getting into camera techniques, most stable handheld shots that you see are filmed with a wide angle lens. So if your camera isn't very stable, other options besides a stabilizer is also getting a wide angle lens that is good enough so that way it won't show your shaky hands. Also, try and control your breathing, because it may not seem like a lot on that tiny little LCD that your camera may come with, but when you expand it into your screen in post, it will basically expand it and show all of your shakiness and all that. Next we have the Lockstep Technique. Anna's
Making faces!
Anna's making Next we have the Lockstep Technique. The Lockstep Technique is when you walk in conjunction with your subject. So when your subject steps with their right foot, you should be stepping with your right foot as well. Finally, we move on to unplanned camera movement. Unplanned camera movement is basically like you're filming your subject, like if I would be filming Kennedy and Anna behind the camera right now, I wouldn't be like, oh look, there's Wet Trick, or if we're outside, oh look, a squirrel. Alright, you can stop it.
Unplanned camera moves, like unplanned pregnancies. Not wanted.
For storytelling and planning, it's important to do research for any stories that you might be filming. You need to plan your shots carefully, knowing what you want for your beginning, middle, and end. A storyboard can be helpful for organizing your story.
Communication in the field is always important. When you have got the idea in your mind, be sure to talk about it with the rest of your reporting team, as well as the subjects you report. It is vital that your subjects trust you and the team and are comfortable with sharing their information.
I don't even know what's going on.
I'm filming.
Are you really?
Yep. Alright, don't pat down. So another camera technique you can use is called editing camera, and it basically sounds like what it is. You can go through and delete your blank shots, shots that you didn't want, or shots that you don't really need. And then also if you're on an iOS device such as an iPod Touch or an iPhone, which do have pretty good cameras nowadays, there is the, after you film your shot, you can trim it and edit that and get all your blank stuff out, and it's a pretty cool feature, and I recommend anybody check it out if you are on iOS or most likely on Android. I don't even know about Windows Phone.
It is also very important to avoid distraction.
I'm leaving now. Alright, so filming good video involves good lighting. And right now you can tell that this video is pretty good, well lit, and that is because we are using overhead lighting. I don't want to look up because there is a bunch of lighting kind of forcing me to look at you guys. Hey guys. So there are about 3 lights up here, and then there's more up here, spotlights up there, and then lights to the side to get away from the shadows. And because shadows will mess up your shots, make them look unprofessional. Sometimes if you're using a green screen, it can mess up your chroma key.
In cold weather, it's important to stay in control of the situation. Don't let anybody rustle your jimmies. You must keep your batteries, camera, and other equipment as warm as possible. When you move inside from the cold, let it warm up before using it. The camera lens is likely to have condensation on it, as well as the recording equipment inside. So when you move inside, just make sure you keep all that warm.
I got chills, they're multiplying, and I'm losing control, 'cause the power you're supplying, it's electrifying.
And spend as little time as possible making your shots when it's very cold outside, and try to take the batteries out in between your filming, and don't freeze to death.
Alright, so this is going to be the little outro thingy since I don't really know how to end this since this is an assignment. So I'm going to do my regular YouTube outro. So if you like this video, be sure to click the like button down below. Be sure to subscribe up there for more content. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace off.
Ain't nobody got time for that.